The song Low Bridge Everybody Down, or simply the Erie Canal, or Erie Canal song as most people refer to it today, is a song that I've been singing with groups of school kids and audiences of adults for over 20 years all around New York State. It seems to be universally known and loved, but I was really interested to discover the history of the song. It turns out it's not nearly as old as most of us think it is. Low Bridge Everybody Down is composed by a man named Thomas S. Allen, who is from, of all places, Massachusetts. Thomas Allen is a violinist. He's a concert orchestra musician. He arranges music for theaters and burlesque shows. And Allen first comes to New York State, first comes to see the canal in around 1910 or 11. He comes to Rochester, New York for some work. He sees the canal and he hears the phrase, Low Bridge. So he quickly composes the song as kind of a look back on the 19th century Erie Canal when horses and mules were pulling the barges. So as originally written, the title, Low Bridge Everybody Down, there's a subtitle, or, comma, 15 years on the Erie Canal. Not 15 miles. That comes later. So originally written as 15 years on the Erie Canal, it's an ode. It's a look back on the 19th century canal when horses and mules were powering the boats. By 1911, 1913, we have steam engines on most of the boats. The Erie Canal becomes the New York State Barge Canal. And so this is a wistful look back on the old days of the Erie Canal. Interestingly, by 1926, it appears in a published folk song collection called Read 'em and Weep. It appears with the refrain 15 miles, replacing 15 years. This was not Thomas Allen's doing. This was the author of this folk song book, Sigmund Spaeth, who printed it as 15 miles as he had heard it. There were many, by 1920s, there were many oral tradition versions of the song. Some people were singing it as 16 miles, some as 16 years. So Spaeth publishes it as 15 miles for the first time. And from there, it gets picked up. People record it that way. Other folk song books print it that way. And so today, what we have, to make a long story short, the way most people learn the song today, they learn maybe 2 verses. Originally there were 5. And they learn the refrain as 15 miles on the Erie Canal. 15 years makes a lot more sense in the context of the song, and it is how Thomas S. Allen intended the song to be. So if you'd like to see the original lyrics, if you'd like to hear some early recordings of the song using the original lyrics, and even print a copy of the lyrics or the sheet music, just follow the link here that's coming up in a second, and it'll take you right to a place where you can do that.
Cause she let fly with her iron toe and kicked him into Buffalo. Low Bridge, everybody down. Low Bridge, you got the finest mule in town. If you're looking around for trouble, better stay away from Sal. She's the only fighting donkey on the Erie Canal.